Hi everyone, this is Emmy. Today I'm going to be making a hat and cowl set, and this is a very easy stitch to make, and you can make this in a unisex style with a pom-pom or without a pom-pom. So let's get started. You can find all my patterns in my Ravelry store, over 2,000 patterns there, and many of them are free, or on my Etsy site. HectaFavorites is my name there, and I have approximately 700 patterns there. I post videos on Tuesdays and Fridays, and sometimes a bonus in between. Please subscribe and click the notification bell. You can slow down the videos by clicking the gear icon below the video. To make this cowl or scarf, I'm going to work with a bulky yarn and a 9mm crochet hook. You could use 2 strands of worsted weight yarn. And you're going to start with a foundation chain. That is approximately 22 inches for a cowl. And for a scarf, well, approximately 60 inches. So that would be chain maybe 120. And for a cowl, it would probably be chain 40 or 50. So you're going to go ahead and work your foundation chain to the length that you would like for your cowl or your scarf. Or it could even be a shawl. So go ahead and work that foundation chain. When you have your foundation chain the length that you would like, you're going to single crochet in the 3rd stitch from the hook. Single crochet. Chain 1. Skip the next stitch, single crochet in the next. Chain 1. Skip the next stitch, single crochet in the next. You're going to work that same stitch all the way across the row. Skip, single crochet. Chain 1, skip, single crochet. Chain 1, skip, single crochet. Like that, you're going to work all the way across the row. Okay, and after you've worked all the way across the row, you're going to chain 2, 1, 2, and turn. And you're going to find that first chain 1 space, single crochet, chain 1, go to the next chain 1 space, single crochet, chain 1, go to the next chain 1 space, single crochet. You're going to work all the way across the row, chain 1, single crochet in the next chain 1 space, chain 1, single crochet, like that, all the way across the row. Okay, I worked across the row. At the end of the row, work your chain 1 and then work the last single crochet in that turning chain. And that's how that looks. Now if you want to switch colors, pick up the yarn with the hook and pull it through that last stitch. And then turn to work. And chain 2, 1, 2. Find that chain 1 space, single crochet, chain 1, find the next chain 1 space, single crochet, chain 1, find the chain 1 space, single crochet. Like that, and you're going to work all the way across the row. Okay, I worked all the way across the row. And now I'm going to make one more row in this color, so I'm going to chain 2 and turn. Find that chain 1 space, single crochet, chain 1, single crochet, chain 1, single crochet. And you're going to repeat that all the way across the row. And you're just going to keep repeating this row over and over. And for this design, I change colors every 2 rows. So I'm going to go ahead and work a few rows, and then I'll show you how it looks. When you've worked across the row, you're going to change colors again. So you can just take that yarn and pull it up into the last stitch worked. And don't pull it too tightly because it has to be the equivalent of 2 rows. And then continue on with chain 2. And turn. Find the first chain 1 space and single crochet. Chain 1, single crochet. Now if you don't like that shows a little bit, you could fasten off after each row and weave your yarn ends into the finished work. And for an average scarf, you're going to need approximately 250 yards of a bulky yarn. If you're going to work with a smaller yarn, like 1 strand of worsted weight yarn and a 6mm crochet hook, then you would probably need around 400 yards to work. For cowl, you're probably going to need approximately 100 yards to make a cowl and maybe 100 yards to make a hat. So when you have this finished, if you want a cowl that you can pull on over your head, you're just going to fold this in half and you're going to join the 2, and then this would be a pullover style. Or you could just overlap them like that and use a shawl pin. And here's where I carried that yarn. And as you can see, it's not really very noticeable. So to make a hat, it would be the same thing. You start with a foundation chain that will wrap around the head. Then when you're finished, bring the 2 ends together and either slip stitch or sew them to form a tube. And after you have this made into a tube, then you can just gather the top of the hat and close it up. And that's it. That's all you need to know to be able to crochet this hat and cowl set. Thanks for watching. Bye for now. Hi everyone, this is Emmy. Today I'm going to be making a hat and cowl set, and this is a very easy stitch to make, and you can make this in a unisex style with a pom-pom or without a pom-pom. So let's get started.